welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV217 Badger. It's the Tier 10 British tank destroyer. It's located on the eastbourne of Sand River Encounter, and this one is under the command of marke12. Now he's got a quick firing 123mm main gun, capable of doing 480 alpha, penetrating 272mm with the standard AP, and with the premium rounds he can go through 320mm, and he's even packed some HE rounds which can do 620, but they only penetrate 130. Now this tank does have very strong armour at the front of the vehicle, but a fairly weak lower plate. Well, kind of weak, not hugely weak, but it can be penetrated if you expose your lower plate. And well, you can see Marky's decided he's going to go up to the confrontation point and engage the enemy tanks that are coming at us. And there's quite a few of them. Okay, spots a couple. Cobra. Over there in the distance. FV. Oh! And he's just been hit by the Cobra with an HE round. And again. Oh, but he fires one back and gets a shell into the Leopard. Well, unfortunately, he has kind of exposed his weak points. And despite the fact that he's got a shot into that Object 283, a high roll, he is getting clobbered. A lot of shots coming directly at him. I think that was just he was too far forward there. Okay, selection of targets to aim for. Goes for the VK. Doesn't get that one in. He should be able to penetrate the top of the roof of the VK. There's a nice little cupola there. Yeah, got it. Nice. High roll, 490. Now, reload time is normally 8.15 seconds. We can see the reload time is 6.64 for Marky. And that cupola's getting well and truly perforated. Looks like they've got a new ventilation system. Okay. Just can't go too far forward. He tried to get the tortoise but on the cupola, but he didn't get it this time. There's that Cobra again. Oh, he got shot back into the Cobra, but he got hit in the tracks by the Emil. And the fact that the Emil can see his tracks is a problem. And he gets another shot in, this time into the Cobra, but 469 low roll. Ah, he got the Cobra. He got the tortoise this time in the turret. You can see, yes, got several marks there. Previous shot just bounced off the top of the cupola. That one went through. He got a high roll there. He's bouncing a lot of shells. Already up to 5k of actual bounced damage. Didn't get that one into the ST2. But again, the ST2 is starting to look like Swiss cheese. And that Cobra is, well, he's really taking it out on us. 2 rounds from the Cobra. One actually did damage, the other one didn't. Oh, and he got the ST2 there again, but it's a low roll, 453. Did he get another one in? Yes, he does. And it's a high roll this time for 493. He's accumulated 5k of actual damage now. He's actually blocked more damage than he's actually done. And our team is capping, but I don't think they need to, because this team is, the enemy team is badly damaged already. We're only up by 3, but it's looking like they are suffering, and they're running out of hit points up here. You can see on the hit point difference, we've got an 11,000 benefit, mainly down to Marky, because he's accumulated 5.5k of that, and he's just got his second kill there, and potentially he's got a high caliber. I think most of the enemy tanks that he was aiming at have died. The 283 is still there, I believe, and the Cobra, well, he's gone a little further up. There's, oh, Strib 103. Yeah, nasty 105mm gun. Yeah, he's trying to get that cupola at the back. And he does get it, and a low roll for 455. Okay. see there's 2 tanks now, or the Leopard on our team is engaging that Strib. I think he wants to get at the Cranbarn, who's very low on hit points, or the Jaegeru and the Gorilla. Well, they've just lost their Strib. He went down to the IS-4 in the end, and we're looking for that Gorilla. Now, where is he? Gorilla 15 out there. He's loading the HE round. As you know, that will do more damage. Oh, he gets a hit for 705. And as we know, that is a high roll because the alpha with the HE round is 620. Okay, so there's only 2 enemies left. The Gorilla 15 is still alive, only just, and a Jaegeru. The Gorilla's gone down into the rib bed, and the Jaegeru's already there, but he's very low on hit points. The Gorilla goes. Now, this tank isn't the fastest. 30 kilometers an hour, it's top speed. I don't think he's going to get there in time because now an IS-4 is taking on the Jaegeru. And there's several other tanks all shooting down onto that Jaegeru. He's going as fast as he can, but it doesn't look as if he's going to get there in time because, yes, the Jaegeru is running out of hit points. And there you go, he's dead. And that's the end of the game. What a game for Marky. Yes, you can see he took shots in that lower plate. Here are the end of battle stats, and it was an ace tanker for marke12 in the FV217 Badger. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 5 exactly. A 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He got a cool headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets or non-penetrating shots in a row, as well as a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and he did get the high caliber in the end for doing the most damage to the enemy. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage he did was 7,080. Wow, that's a huge amount of damage for a tank destroyer. The second highest in the game turned out to be the Leopard 1 on his team, who managed 4,430, but he didn't survive the battle, and neither did the Object 780. He got 4,178 out of that game. When it came to kills, it was actually the, well, he shared it actually with all the others, because the Death Star got 2 kills, Marky got 2 kills, so did the Waffenträger, so did the Object 780. And only 2 members of the enemy team actually managed to get at least 2 kills, and they were the Cranvarn and the Jaegeru, the Jagdpanzer E100. When it came to base XP, that's Marky, yes, because he got the highest damage. Obviously, you'd expect that. 1,211 went to Marky, 1,085 went to the IS-4, and the next highest after that was the Object 780 with 967. He fired 22 rounds in the game, 20 direct hits and 15 penetrations on the enemy, 7,080 hit points of damage, of which 705, the shot he made on the Gorilla, was more than 300 meters. He actually received 22 hits from the enemy. Only 3 of those actually penetrated, but the ones that went through were the ones in the lower plate and the like, and yes, they were unfortunate. 15 non-penetrations and 4 hits by way of splash damage. Most of the, there was no Arty in the game, but most of the HE shots were fired by tanks like the Cobra and others who just couldn't get through his armor, unless, of course, they got the shots in right at the start of the game. I think the Striv 103B managed to get 1 shot through his lower plate and later on in the game. 6,090 hit points of damage blocked by armor in that game. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2. There's his Confederate, and 1,369 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 3,595 credits for the game. Yes, it's the shells actually that cost him in that one. They're really expensive when you're having to fire premium rounds. And he also took away 10,902 experience points as well from the game. So let's have a quick look at the armor profile for this beast. It doesn't at first look as if there's a huge amount of armor there, but trust me, if I shift to the live version, you say, oh my gum, there's a lot of armor. Yes, it's very thick armor indeed. You can see that the front of the vehicle, 184.2 millimeters, works out at 291 with the angling. And you look up here, it's 279.4 impacted, coming out at 321. The top there, 215.9, coming out at 352. The only weak spot is down here at the lower plate, which is 171.5. And impacted or effective armor with the angling is coming out at about 250. So you need something like a premium round, either the APCR or a heat round, to get through that lower plate and do some damage. Of course, they are slightly easier to penetrate from the sides, and you can see here it's only 152.4 millimeters, but it's only lightly angled, so its effective armor is about 170, and most tanks at tier 10 should be able to penetrate that. And looking at the rear, you can see easily penetrate at the rear. But of course, they couldn't see his rear because all they could see was this bit. And of course, when he moved up onto that ridgeline, he did expose that lower plate. But when he pulled back and the lower plate was suddenly hidden from view, it just became rock solid. And all they could do was fire HE at him. And I'm afraid that wasn't really working very well for them. Let's have a quick look at the modules. Okay, well, you can see the driver is actually on the left-hand side on this vehicle, which of course is standard for the British. And on the right side, we've got the radio operator there. We've got the commander right at the back on the right side, sitting behind the driver. There's a big ammo rack on one side of them. There's two loaders, because of course it's a 123mm gun, which is actually quite a big shell. And they've got ammo racks on both sides of the vehicle to feed the gun. And also, there's another big ammo rack at the back, and that's just in front of the engine, which is sandwiched between two fuel tanks with the transmission at the rear. So if you want to take out a Badger, you really want to get to the side of it if you can, and fire rounds right through the back of the casement to see if you can actually take out the ammo racks there. It's very difficult to try and get a shell through the front. In fact, the only way you can is to go for that lower plate if he exposes him. If he exposes it, and of course that you can actually then use the heat rounds or APCR to get through. Well, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.